So the United States has designated a Nigerian national and three companies operating in Nigeria as alleged financial facilitators of activities linked to the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria in a wider sanction move targeting individuals and entities accused of funding the terrorist group. So the US has exposed, people that are financing terrorism in Nigeria. US has identified the names of the people financing terrorism, even companies, guys. Now, US mentioned the name of a Lagos-based terrorism financer of ISIS, guys. His name is Mukhtar Adamu Mohammed, guys. You will not believe it. Now, this latest headline says, CBN directs banks to freeze accounts linked to 6 terrorism financing suspects and 4 bureau de change. Guys, this is what is currently going on in Nigeria. And then this headline is from Arise TV. It says the US has designated the Lagos-based bureau de change operator Mukhtar Adamu and 3 of his exchange businesses as alleged ISIS financiers, guys. And then this other headline says US sanctions Nigerian-based ISIS financer, names 3 firms in terror funding network. Guys, remember that a security expert came out to say that, Tinubu's government paid a huge amount of money to some persons in the US, for them to stop probing people that are financing terrorism in Nigeria. This headline says US reveals 3 terrorism financiers in West Africa, Middle East and others. The United States US Department of the Treasury Office of Foreign Asset Control OFAC on Monday identified 3 individuals and 6 corporate entities in Europe. So guys, let me allow you to take a look at how Rufai of Arise TV reacted to this headline. Take a look and then let me know your thoughts under the comment section. Drop a comment below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like and share this video. Guys, take a look and I'll be right back.
Moving on, United States has imposed terrorism-related sanctions on 3 Nigerian bureau de change and the alleged owner over accusations of financing the Islamic State West Africa province, ISWAP. The sanctions announced by U.S. Department of Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control and U.S. Department of State named Nigerian financier Mukhtar Adamu Mohammed as an ISWAP financial facilitator accused of conducting money transfers and providing financial services on behalf of the extremist organization. Meanwhile, the National Security Advisor, NSA Malam Nuhu Ribadu, warned that violent extremism, unconstitutional changes of government, transnational organized crime, arms trafficking and humanitarian pressures continue to pose serious threats to regional stability.
I mean, look at the terrorist financier list they released. Are we saying as a state, with all the apparatchik we have, America needs to tell us those that are financing terrorists? So when America now tells us, we now act brand new, bureau de change, it's become a joke to ourselves. So the financial, I think we have something called NFRU. Yeah. We've never been able to track transactions going to people and flag it. So it takes America to now say, okay, we sanction these people. The question is, the list that the UAE released to us many years ago, what did we do with that list? Are we just doing something with them now? So, when you go back to the history of terrorism, how it started, politicians were also part of those that emboldened those that became the terror we have today. Because of what? Because of their political preferences and exigencies when it was good. So they also share the blame. And you think state police will erase that culture of impunity overnight? And the complicity so much that Goodluck Jonathan said, my government is being infiltrated. You think state police will erase it overnight? Insecurity, terrorism has become a cultural problem in Nigeria. We've now built a culture. We are not even talking about the military-industrial complex. We are not even talking about the NGO economy that has come out of it. We are not even talking about the economy of terrorism that has come out of it. That is over 2 trillion strong today. We are not even talking about the economy of kidnapping. We're not even talking about the economy of fake kidnapping. You saw the woman that was begging Governor Kpebolo the other day that she staged her own kidnapping because she was in debt.
We've seen a number of stories like that.
We've seen a lot. So we're not even talking about that economy. But even if you want to shave our hair in our absence, let us see the blade. And the blade here is governmental structures and referendum. Debates. Not just talking heads on TV talking. And when I mean talking heads, I'm not talking about the pop band of the 80s. Oh. And I'm not saying this must be the place, one of my favorite tunes anyway. But we need the debate to go back to the people. Right. Does an average market woman even know? As regards El Rufai, we all know it's a political witch hunt. That is what this has become. I'm not saying don't prosecute a man. But when you put a bail condition, 17 civil servants that have property in Metama and all of that, he must also get a permission from the Kaduna State's traditional council or something. The same Kaduna State where there's a fight going on with the governor. Okay. That's humiliation. That's why his lawyer said they should vary it. All right. Are you the floor?
Okay, first on state police, the main story, is that the executive arm of government has now written to the Senate, presenting an executive bill, asking for expeditious action on state police. It will be interesting for us to know what the details are in terms of what the executive arm of government is asking for. Now, previously, both the House of Representatives and the Senate had said, oh, we are committed to the idea of state police. Now the executive has presented a bill. How long will it take them to walk through that bill? Now, before now, as I've quoted previously, severally on this program, Senator Ike Kuremadu had said that it will not take more than 10 days. However, the rub is in Section 9 of the 1999 Constitution, which says that you will need 4/5 of the endorsement of the National Assembly. They may have secured that. But you also need 2/3 concurrence of state houses of assembly across the country. So it's a process. It's not that, something that can be pronounced into existence. So if the bill now before the Senate, as read out by the Senate President yesterday, referred to the Senate Committee on Constitutional Amendment, that had been given a very short timeline to report back to the plenary. If all of that goes through, then it means we have a proper state police bill. But what will then happen with the states? I've already expressed skepticism about the states. Are all the governors who are the National Economic Council and at other fora have said, oh, we believe in state police, would they also be as enthusiastic as the federal government has been? Now, policing will go as is being proposed onto the concurrent list. The sections of the Constitution that the federal executive is asking to be amended will be sections 214, 215, 216 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But will they get that concurrence? And I made a point about the fact that this is also election time. So as it is election time, all these lawmakers, would they committed? Would they be properly enthusiastic? I don't want to use the word motivated to see this through. The third point is that, okay, if you have the state police, which we had before the unification decree of 1966, the unification decree of number 34 under Irunsi, we can test it it can work. And then, of course, it will be a major experience for Nigeria. Now, very quickly, what's the other topic?
The BDC and the El Rufai.
No, Showore.
Okay.
Showore that has now been remanded in prison.
Well, that's El Rufai.
Oh, El Rufai. El Rufai.
Yeah.
Okay, not Showore. El Rufai. The conditions, yes, they are very stringent, but the way I see it, there is law involved. There is also politics involved. He's been told to look for a level 17 official from the Federal Capital Territory. He says he doesn't have. The court is not willing to vary the conditions for him, but it's a very complex case because he has issues with regard to wiretapping, issues with regard to other allegations about corruption, about what he did, and then the case has been postponed till September. So the way it looks in terms of real politics, I don't think they will do anything about releasing Nasir Rufai until after the election. So you should just know that this is politics, but this is also about responsibility and accountability. And we cannot challenge the court in terms of what the court decides. It's within the discretion of the court to say, these are the bail conditions. And it says you cannot meet at least one principal bail condition. Finally, on the issue of the United States saying certain persons have been identified, I think 3 persons, and also Bureau de Change. This is not the first time we will hear this. It happened before. We were told, oh, these are the persons responsible for illegal financial transaction, money laundering in Nigeria and related to terrorism. This time around, we were told there's a Nigerian, there's a Syrian, and all of that, and 3 Bureau de Change involved. Okay. The question to ask is, will this go the same way as the other information that we have? The Nigerian government talks about intelligence, about information. I don't think just giving us the information is necessary. Acting on the information in the light of the collaboration between the United States and Nigeria is what is important. So I don't see what we will do with that information. Those Bureau de Change, what has happened to them? The individuals that have been identified, what has happened to them? Those are the questions, not just telling us we are collaborating. We are interested in results.
Absolutely, results speak.
So guys, let me quickly take you through some of the headlines making waves on the internet. Now, this one is coming from Nigeria Stories. It says, breaking: Nigerian soldiers fighting Boko Haram in the northeast have openly rejected an alleged fresh directive to deploy repentant terrorists in active military operations, warning that forcing them to cooperate, share intelligence, or live alongside former insurgents pose a severe risk of military sabotage and operational leaks. Guys, you can imagine, it's only Nigeria that, they deploy repentant bandits. You're not even sure if they have repented, guys. They deploy them into active military operations. Guys, tell me why they won't, give intelligence to their fellow bandits. And then you see that, they will come and ambush soldiers by them because repentant bandits are in their midst, guys. Imagine a country like Nigeria. And then this other headline says, how IGP Disu's office aid allegedly suppressed police report recommending prosecution of GTB Plateau officials. The other one says, adoption crisis. Oyo government begs NUT to end school shutdown. Guys, you can see, because of the adoption of these school children and teachers, schools are being shut down in Oyo State. Since these children has been adopted, one has spied, even the teacher they beheaded, guys, nothing has been done to, bring back these children, even the teachers, nothing has been done. We just saw that Sunday Igboho has been the one, or is the one taking action on the abduction. He has, with his team, he has taken it up to himself to go into the bush in Oyo State to look for these children with drones, searching for where these children are. Guys, another one said, do they think Nigerians are daft or we don't have brains? Arise TV anchor Rufai Oseni react to police claims that motorcyclists in viral video were vigilantes, not bandits. Guys, you know that there was this video that surfaced, where hundreds or supposed bandits, were passing. Nobody know if they are bandits or if they are vigilante. They were passing, with arms, guys, with machine guns, guys, and a policeman that was standby was waving and hailing at them. They couldn't do anything. Now, the police force have come out to Nigerian police force have come out to say that these people were vigilantes, not bandits, guys. But looking at the footage, of these people, they were looking like these people are, bandits. Even with the weapons they were carrying, you can clearly see that these people were bandits, guys. The Nigerian police force has come out to say that these people are vigilantes, not bandits. And then Rufai Oseni is saying that you cannot deceive us. We are not daft. Nigerians are not daft. That we're going through, or that our country is upside down, doesn't mean that we are daft. These people, are bandits, not vigilante, guys. This is what Rufai Oseni is saying. Now, let me know what you think about this. Drop a comment below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, and share this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.